What separates exceptional leaders from average leaders isn't intelligence, charisma, or experience. Research consistently shows us that one quality predicting effective leadership more than any other is self-awareness. So if you don't understand yourself, you will struggle to understand and lead others. In this video, we're exploring why self-awareness is the foundation of effective leadership and how it influences your organizational success. Here you will find 5 practical strategies that you can begin using immediately to increase your self-awareness. Finally, we're going to close with one challenge to help you become a more effective leader in your daily activities. So let's get started. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Delia De Jesus, and welcome to this series on organizational development and leadership, where we will explore evidence-based leadership principles that strengthens not only individuals, but teams and organizations as well. The topic presented here is one of the most important leadership competencies, self-awareness. Whether you're a C-level executive, a supervisor, an educator, an entrepreneur, or just an inspiring leader, the lessons I teach you here can help improve your leadership competency. What is self-awareness? Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand the effect your behavior has on other people. Look at your thoughts, your emotions, your strength, your limitations, your motivations, and your values are all part of the components that comprise self-awareness. Consider for a moment that leadership isn't simply managing other people. Leadership really begins when you begin to manage yourself. Without self-awareness, leaders often make decisions based on assumptions instead of facts. So self-aware leaders pause before reacting, and they seek to understand before making any judgments, and they intentionally align their behaviors with their values. My intention here really is to show you how self-awareness and leadership go hand in hand. Here are several reasons why self-awareness matters and is essential for effective leadership. The first is that it improves your decision-making process. Leaders who understand their own biases make more objective decisions. The second is that it builds trust. People are more likely to follow leaders who demonstrate authenticity and humility. And third, it strengthens your emotional intelligence. When you recognize your own emotions, you regulate them, and you regulate your responses at the same time during stressful situations. The fourth reason is that it enhances the communication process. Self-aware leaders listen more carefully, communicate more clearly, and are able to resolve conflict more effectively. Finally, it supports continuous learning. The best leaders never assume that they've arrived. They remain curious, they seek feedback, and continue developing throughout their careers. There are two important dimensions of self-awareness. The first one is internal, and the second one is external. The internal focuses more on understanding yourself, and you can ask yourself questions like, what is it that motivates me? What are my personal values? What are my core strengths? And what situations trigger my emotions? On the external dimension, You're really focusing on understanding how other people are experiencing you. So you ask yourself questions like, how does my team describe my leadership? How do I respond to criticism? Am I approachable? Do my actions match my intentions? You see, effective leaders work on developing both these dimensions because they go hand in hand. You see, on the surface, when you're becoming very self-aware, people see visible behaviors that are observable and can be measured. But beneath the surface is almost like an iceberg. If you look at this iceberg here that I'm presenting, there are so many components to your human psyche that I'm not even covering in this video, okay? Because we're talking about family history, we're talking about cultural conditioning, your core beliefs, your instincts, your fears, your biases, your personality, and so much more that is beneath the surface. But with this visual, I just want to give you a very quick generalized idea of this beautiful concept of self-awareness and how to develop yourself and how to move forward in becoming an effective leader. As you become more and more self-aware, an automatic internal growth process begins, and it helps you to become more intentional in your interactions with others. For example, you begin to recognize when you have skill gaps and you start to seek feedback and mentorship from other more experienced leaders. And eventually, you start to look for different ways to continue growing and developing yourself both professionally and personally. Here are 5 practical ways that you can begin to build self-awareness almost immediately with this video. Let's start with self-reflection. Every day, spend about 5 minutes asking yourself, what went well today and what could I improve? Number 2 is to ask for honest feedback. To get feedback, you need to create an environment where people feel safe telling you the truth. It may not feel comfortable, but just consider that the truth, as many say, hurts. Number 3, find yourself a quiet spot and practice mindfulness. Notice your thoughts and emotions before you react. Number 4, keep a leadership journal. Write about important decisions that you've made, conversations that you've had, and most important, lessons that you are learning about yourself. And number 5, invest in continuous learning through coaching, mentorship, leadership development, and professional reflection. Finally, in closing, here's a challenge for you. Here's the challenge. What you're going to do is you're going to use this Likert chart and you're going to think about your behaviors for the past 30 days. Okay, be honest. You're going to be honest with yourself. And this scale is, you're going to use the numbers 1 through 5. And you're going to ask yourself these 5 questions. And you're going to use number 1 if you've never done it, and somewhere between 2 and 5 if you have done it, or is it something that you always do? Do you talk more than you listen? Do you avoid difficult conversations? Do you micromanage people? And do you react defensively to constructive feedback? Do you become frustrated or you have poor emotional regulations? This is going to take some really deep down thinking and being honest with yourself. We've reached the end of this video and the beginning of your journey into self-awareness and how you can begin a personal and professional development process that moves you towards becoming a more effective leader. And remember, leadership really begins the moment that you become willing to understand yourself before you attempt to influence others. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and you found it valuable, please consider subscribing for more content on organizational development and leadership. And if you know someone that can use this video on self-awareness, please share it forward. If you're an organizational leader, I'd like you to know that I'm passionate about helping leaders build healthier, stronger, and more effective organizations. Whether your focus is improving leadership effectiveness, strengthening team communications, increasing employee engagement, or creating a positive organizational culture, I'd love the opportunity to connect. I believe that every organization has opportunities to grow, and sometimes a fresh perspective can make all of the difference. Through evidence-based organizational development and leadership practices, I've been helping leaders identify practical strategies that support sustainable improvement and long-term success. If you're exploring ways to strengthen your organization, or you simply want to exchange ideas, I'll be happy to schedule a brief conversation. There's absolutely no obligation, just an opportunity to discuss your goals and see if I could be a resource. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.